Hi YouTube, welcome back to Tractor Talk with Gary. We're doing part 2 of my review of my Kubota L2501 tractor, which I bought new from Gary's Tractors and Equipment in Waukon, Iowa. We went over some of the modifications in the last video. Someone pointed out, and my apologies that I didn't point it out, the bucket level indicator. Pretty important little piece of equipment. This is an option on these. There's a notch right here. When that notch meets up in this groove, your bucket is level. And so there's no more guesswork and prying yourself out of the seat trying to guess whether your bucket's level or not, or whether you're gouging in. And for those of you who were asking about how the mirrors are mounted, they're mounted with retrieval magnets, 2 of them each side, with a single bolt running through them. And I put nylock nuts on them so they don't vibrate loose. It takes all the vibration out of it. And these golf cart mirrors, although they're rather cheap to buy, they work really well. They're about the good right size for this application. And like we said before, this is a gear drive. Some people, a lot of people like the hydrostatic. I did not like the treadle pedal on the hydrostatic. It looked like an accident waiting to happen to me. And I don't know if everybody can hear that or not. We have turkeys gobbling. We have geese flying over. I think spring is just about here, and we're about due. But anyway, the seat, like I said before, this is an economy tractor. The seat isn't a whole lot. It's adequate, but you can invest in an aftermarket better seat if you choose to do so, and I probably will eventually. But for right now, I just use the tractor the way it is. I put the steering wheel spinner on it. I have 226 hours on this tractor, and I got it to do mowing over here on the farm. We have 110 acres of pasture. For those of you who may be shopping around and looking to buy a compact utility tractor such as the one you see here, this L2501, depending on what your uses are, I would highly recommend this tractor. They are good tractors. They are strong runners. They're very easy on fuel. You're going to be investing over 20 grand by the time you get the loader on the tractor and everything. If you get HST, the hydrostatic, instead of the gear drive, that's extra money. If you get the R4 tires instead of the ag tires, which you see on this one, that is extra money. They make 3 tractors on this chassis. There are a number of channels out here you can watch that will explain this well, but they make 3 tractor sizes, 3 horsepower ratings in this very same chassis, which will have the very same loader, the LA525, and they will all lift the same amount. The 3901 will not lift any more than the 2501 is. So if you're buying for loader lift capacity and that's not enough, you're going to have to step up to the 4701 or a different tractor. And in these 3 tractors, the 25 horse, the 33 horse, the 3301, or the 39 horse, the 3901, the L2501 is actually made in Japan. The other 2 are made in the United States. I don't know if you could see that clearly on the serial tag. It says made in Japan. There's been some argument about that, and I hope that clears that up. You can go online and do some research, and yes, these are truly made in Japan. That's what my dealer told me, and according to my research, that is true. The other 2, the 3301 and the 3901, are made in the United States. My dealer told me that he would not sell me a 3301 for my application. He said for the difference in money, the little difference in horsepower wouldn't even be noticeable. Perhaps at the PTO, but not in brush hogging anyway, which was more what I was interested in using it for. He told me that in my application, I would have to step up to a 3901 to pull a brush hog that's 1 foot wider than the one I have presently, which is a Southeast, is the brand name on it. and it's a 5-footer, a 60-inch. Some things I covered before in my previous video, the review of the L2501 Kubota tractor, is about the gear drive and the ag tires. That is probably the biggest back and forth that people have about these tractors, is whether to get the gear drive or the ag tires. If you have to plow snow, unless you want to throw chains, ag tires would be your option. If you're going to be doing most of your stuff off the road, if you're going to be using this like I do for mowing and dragging up firewood, plowing snow, stuff like that, the ag tires are going to be the way to go. They're not as heavy duty as the R4s were, which is what I thought I wanted, and didn't take my dealer long to talk me out of them, and I'm glad that I didn't go with the R4s. I don't think I would have been happy with them, and he didn't think I would be either. But I really like the loader. I think Kubota makes an awesome loader. Everything is well built on a Kubota. They may not be quite as feature-friendly as a John Deere is. I looked at John Deere's, I looked at Mahindra's, I looked at Massey Ferguson's. I looked at a bunch of different tractors, and it didn't take me long. I kept coming back to the Kubota. It was a 2-month process, making phone calls to my dealer and talking back and forth, and they didn't have anything in the L series other than an L2501 on his lot up in Waukon, and he made me a really good deal on that, which, by the way, when you're looking to deal, the last quarter of the year is the quarter to buy a tractor. There will be better deals then, usually, anyway, than there are at other times of the year. But he made me a good deal on the L2501, but it had the hydrostatic, and it had the R4 tires, which put it up there in price, more than I was really wanting to spend. That was getting Bed Bath and beyond my budget. So I thought I was lucky to be able to get this. Well, I've always looked at these little front wheel assist tractors thinking they'd be nice. We always had 2-wheel drives on the farm. I thought, man, these would be handy. And yes, they are. But like I said before, it's a $20,000 plus investment that you're going to be laying out. So that's quite a chunk to bite off, unless you're young. I'm in my early 60s. So anyway, my wife told me that, you've worked hard all your life. We can afford it. Why don't you go ahead and get it? And I said, well, just because we can pay for it doesn't mean that we can afford it. And then I decided to quit arguing with her. I took that as maybe an opportunity to take the ball and run with it. So I did, and I've never looked back. I've always been happy. With Kubotas versus the other tractors, let's talk the differences there. Kubota makes the whole shooting match. None of this stuff is farmed out to any other company, which made me nervous about the Mahindras. I really liked what I saw in the Mahindras. But the fact that some of them are badged TYM, if you look at the serial tag, so it's actually a TYM tractor. They've been making tractors for a long time, starting to gain traction in the United States. But here in the heartland, in Iowa, John Deere, International, Massey Ferguson, Case, pretty well have the market sewn up. Kubota has gotten in and is doing really well. We have 2 Mahindra dealers in this side of the state. And I don't know how many there are in Iowa, but I was just a little nervous, not really comfortable with the Mahindras. I really liked the tractors, thought they were good tractors, but what's going to happen 10 years down the road when these contracts run out? And where are you going to get parts? You're going to have to get everything online. It's going to have to be shipped from overseas. I have 4 Kubota dealers within an hour of me here. I can get parts. I don't think that's ever going to be an issue. So anyway, that's pretty much why I went with Kubota. The John Deere's looked like they set a seat down on the factory floor, set the driver in it, and then built the tractor around him. Everything is so user-friendly on them, more so than the Kubota. The Kubota's, like I said, an economy tractor. But I'm real happy with my tractor. I really love it. I love the way I have it set up. It's fun to drive. I love to operate it. So for those of you who are looking for tractors, definitely take a look at this one. I think you're going to like what you see. So I hope this helps. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Like these videos, share if you feel like it, and tell others about it. So thank you very much.